Animal Crossing New Horizons is finally here. And let's be honest, it probably couldn't have come at a better time. For a lot of people, this may be your first experience with Animal Crossing. For me, that's definitely the case. So if you're new to the series or just picked up the game and you're getting ready to get started, I wanted to just share a few tips and tricks I've learned over the first few days or so of playing the game, just from one newbie to another. What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. Do me a quick favor, if you would, please leave a like on this video, and if you're not, make sure you subscribe. I know we got a lot of new people who stuck around after the Switch Lite video, so I just wanted to stop a second and thank you guys very much. But without any further delay, let's jump right into this. All right, so I've got a little list here of a few things that I picked up over the first few days of playing that I definitely wanted to share with you guys. Now, obviously, I am no expert in Animal Crossing in any way, and these are definitely not advanced tips or tricks, but for someone just starting out with the game and looking for some basic do's and don'ts, I definitely have your back on that one. Okay, so once you arrive on the island and get your intro from Tom Nook, the first thing you're gonna need to do is find a place to put your tent. So you are 100% free to put your tent anywhere you want to put it. That being in the middle of the woods, secluded from everybody, maybe beachfront, maybe on the beach. Whatever you want to do, you can put it absolutely anywhere on the island that you want. But in my short time with the game, I did realize very, very quickly that the resident services building is somewhere you're gonna be going back and forth to very, very frequently, especially early in the game. So it might be a good idea to place your tent somewhere close to there. It doesn't have to be right beside it, obviously, but if you're somewhat close, it's gonna just be a lot faster for you to get back and forth when you're going in to sell things off or talk to Tom Nook or anything you might need to do there, and it is actually a lot in the beginning. I actually went for a little bit of everything with my tent placement. Not only am I beachfront, but I'm also riverside, and I'm actually still pretty close to the resident services building, so it worked out pretty nice in my spot. But again, you can put your tent absolutely anywhere you want, but to me, I think sticking close to the resident services building, at least for now, because it looks like you're actually able to move your house later on in the game at a cost, but for now, it seems to make a lot of sense just to stick close to the resident service building. Okay, so starting out in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you have no bells and no Nook miles. I think one of the best ways to get both of these things at the same time is picking weeds. Now that sounds awful, and it is a little bit of a tedious job, but you can take the weeds in and sell them at the resident service building, while at the same time accumulating miles just for doing that. Not to mention, once you pick all the weeds, the island looks a whole lot better. Okay, so this next one is something I really wanted to share with you guys. Being a new Animal Crossing player, I really didn't understand exactly how this all worked. So in my head, my plan was I was gonna get everything set up on Thursday night at midnight as soon as I could play the game and get all the tutorials and all that stuff completely out of the way, so Friday morning when I woke up, I could just start and get as far into the game and get as much stuff as I possibly could get. Now, that's really just not how it works in Animal Crossing, at least at first. Now, there are various things to do each day, obviously, but some things you set in motion that day don't actually happen until the next day or maybe a few days later. So this is probably one of my biggest tips from one newbie to another. Take it slow. So my first day I played for about 4.5, 5 hours, something like that. And I got a lot of stuff done, almost everything that I needed to get done in that day. So I ended up taking a break and I came back, played a little bit more in the afternoon, and I played a little bit more at night, but I realized in those second 2 play sessions that I really didn't have all that much to do. As bad as I wanted to just binge this game and play and play and play, I found myself in the evening a little bit bored because really all I had to do was just fish and catch bugs. That's it. I mean, some of them I sold, some of them I kept because I knew I needed to get them to the museum the next day. And in that first 4 to 5 hours, in the small section of the map that they actually let you go to, I had picked every single single weed. I had harvested every piece of wood from every single tree, so eventually the crafting kind of stopped too because I just ran out of wood. And as much as I wanted to just keep playing and playing, there were certain points where I was just kind of walking around aimlessly with nothing to do except fish more. So I think my strategy going forward is gonna be just take it a little bit slower. I'm gonna go ahead and try to play maybe some during the day, and then maybe right before I go to bed, just finish some things up for the day and see how that goes. But honestly, waking up this morning and looking at all the new things I had to do, I don't know how well that's gonna work because it seems like actually there's a ton more to do as you progress in the game. So we'll see. But one definite tip for starting out, especially the first few days, is just take it slow. So another thing I found you definitely want to be on the lookout for just about every day is a message in a bottle somewhere along the coastline on the beach. Inside of these bottles, you're gonna find a DIY recipe that's gonna let you craft something new, like I said, almost every day. The one I found on my first day was the DIY recipe for a slingshot. So I actually got to start shooting the presents out of the sky almost immediately when I started the game, which was really awesome. So you definitely want to keep a lookout for the message in a bottle on the beach somewhere. Bonus tip, make sure you do keep an eye out for those floating presents in the sky, especially once you get your slingshot. They seem to be floating by pretty regularly and always have something good in them, so definitely keep your eyes open for those. One thing you do want to do as soon as you can when you get to the island is you want to go find 5 critters to give to Tom Nook as quick as you can, at least on the first day. Now by critters, they mean bugs and fish. So once you get the 5 critters to Tom Nook, he's gonna make a call to his friend Blathers, who is actually the one who's gonna be coming to the island to study these critters and the island itself and also build the museum. And if you've seen my other Animal Crossing video, you already know that the museum is something that I am very, very excited to check out. So I am very hard at work trying to get that going as we speak. But the first step in that process is getting those 5 critters to Tom Nook. So you definitely want to do that as soon as possible. Another good thing about Blathers getting to the island is that's when you're actually going to be able to get shovels and pole vaults too. So you won't be stuck on that small part of your island anymore. You'll actually be able to go over the river to the other side and start checking out all kinds of other things. So be on the lookout for anything that moves. Butterfly, fish, hermit crabs, whatever. Just get 5, get them to Tom Nook, and start the process of opening up the museum. So just starting out in the game, you don't actually have a real shop to go to get things. But you can go to the resident service building and shop from 2 different places there. One being the Nook Stop machine that's got a catalog of things you can buy, and the other is from Tommy, or Timmy, or one of them. Whichever one is inside the resident service building, you can actually buy things from him as well. I think the best thing you can do right now, whether you want it or not, is just buy everything he has if you can. If it's something you don't want, you can easily just sell it off later or drop it off your house or get rid of it in some way. But if you buy it, it will go into your catalog, so you'll always have it there to be able to buy if you want it. You also get Nook miles for adding things to your catalog, so it's another bonus right there. Now to be 100% honest, I don't know how this is gonna change later on in the game. You may be able to get it another way, and you may not need to be doing this right now, but right now, I feel like early in-game, you should probably just try to get everything you can so it's over there, whether you need it or not right now, because who knows, maybe later on down the line, if you can't get it or it's not available, you'll have it. It's better to just go ahead and get it now, make sure it's in your catalog, keep it there, than not be able to get it at all. So a good way to get materials besides picking weeds is obviously gonna be shaking trees. That's gonna give you sticks, you're gonna be able to get whatever type of fruit you have on your trees down that way, but that's gonna leave you vulnerable to one thing, and that is wasps. I've had a lot of trouble with wasps so far, so I actually ended up looking up to see if there was a way to maybe get rid of them, or maybe just get away from them without getting stung. So the first and most important thing I found, in my opinion, is that they can be caught and they can be sold, and for a pretty good amount of money. 2,500 bells for 1 wasp. So the trick is when you're out shaking trees to make sure that you have your net equipped. That way, when the nest drops and the swarm attacks you, you can swing your net and catch a wasp. But if you miss, you're still gonna get stung. And you really don't lose anything for getting stung. You do get a big swollen eye, but that's about it. But if you get stung again, you will faint and they'll send you back to your tent, which really isn't that big of a deal either. But it is kind of annoying if you're out trying to do something and you're far away from home. So what you're gonna wanna do is get some medicine. And to do that, once you get stung, you need to go find one of your villagers. I don't know which one it'll be, but one of them will teach you how to make medicine or give you medicine. I can't remember. but once they give you that DIY recipe, I'm pretty sure you can also go buy it from Timmy or Tommy or whoever's in there at Resident Services. So it will be available to you in several different places. And I definitely recommend keeping a little bit of that with you at all times, just so you don't get sent back home just because you fainted because you got stung twice. So this is one of my favorite things I've found in the game so far. The apples or pears or peaches or whatever you have on your trees can actually be eaten, and they'll give you extra strength to be able to perform specific tasks. One of these tasks is digging up a tree. You're actually able to dig the entire tree up, whether it's got fruit on it or not, or if it's from a different island or your friend's island, wherever, you can dig the tree up, keep it in your pocket, and then move it to whatever location you want. Currently, I'm actually in the process of moving some apple trees and pear trees I got from another island over to an open field I found across the river from my house. I plan to use this as kind of like an orchard, and I'm gonna put every kind of fruit I can find over there. That way I've always got a revenue source if I need it. And being able to move trees definitely comes in handy when you wanna, I don't know, expand your yard, or if you just wanna clear an area out without cutting down a bunch of trees. One other quick note is that eating fruit will also give you the ability to destroy rocks completely. I do not recommend doing this. Not only do they give you important crafting elements that you need, but one of them every day is full of bells. And if you break these rocks, they don't come back. So unless you absolutely have to, I would say leave the rocks alone, especially if you've eaten some fruit. Okay, so this is an easy one, but you definitely wanna make sure you are doing this every day. This applies no matter how far into the game you are, whether it's your first day or your 100th day. You need to make sure that you're talking to every single villager in your town every single day. Most of the time they're gonna give you something, whether it's a DIY recipe or who knows what else. But a lot of the time they're gonna give you something. And really no matter what it is, it's probably gonna be useful to you. So make sure every day you go talk to every single one of your villagers. And you don't have to do it just for the free stuff. Just do it because you're a great neighbor, right? Okay, so this one, just like the 5 critters thing, I suggest doing as early as you possibly can, at least on the first day, just so you can get out of that tent. You wanna pay off your getaway package as soon as you possibly can. It's only 5,000 Nook miles, which may seem like a lot at first, but you'll find out as you start playing the game that you get Nook miles for pretty much everything you do in the beginning. I actually got mine paid off within the first couple hours of the first day, and then actually woke up the next day to a beautiful new house with a blue roof. And not only does it have a lot more room than that dusty old tent, but you're also actually gonna get storage. And if you've been playing for a few days, you know you run out of pocket space very, very quickly. So this is definitely awesome and gives you a place to keep a lot of your stuff that you're just not using right now. Okay guys, so before we end this one, I just wanna say thank you guys again so much. I really do appreciate all your guys' support, and I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. So I wanted to bring this up, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about this. I know a lot of you guys are at home, you're not working right now, you've got a lot of free time, probably playing a lot of Animal Crossing. So I was thinking about maybe starting to do some live streams during the day or something like that, just to give you guys some type of content, whether it be just, you know, hanging out, conversation, or maybe I can stream some Animal Crossing or something like that. I'm pretty sure I have everything set up here and I'm able to do that. I haven't actually fully tested it yet, but I'm pretty sure I can do that. So if that's something you guys wanna do, let me know in the comments. I can start this week, but before I start doing anything like that, I just wanna make sure that's something you guys want to see and want me to do. So definitely let me know. Also, let me know down in the comments anything that I missed that you think is a good tip for someone just starting out playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. That is gonna do it for this one. Please leave a like on this video. If you're not, make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you in the next one.